Welcome back to VALORANT Champions. I'm standing by with Wendy, our translator and head coach of Bilibili Gaming. Jackson coming off of a 1-0 win on bind against NRG. I've got to ask you, given what you just saw, what would you say was the biggest difference in that map relative to your previous matchup against them?
那其实你们刚才在员工中真也是获得了这一场赌的胜利嘛，所以说也想问一下我们的 Jackson 教练，你觉得这一次你们的表现和可能上一次和他们交手，你觉得最大的不同点是什么呢？
这次的话，就是大家也都是二番战嘛，也就更了解彼此嘛。然后我们图一的话上来前半场确实有一些失误导致了丢分，但是下半场的话，小伙子们在自信心这一块明显看出来不会像第一场那样波动起伏很大，可以继续保持交流，继续保持自己的专注，打好自己的东西。然后就是我们也不想和强队交手的话复杂化，把比赛复杂化，因为会越搞越复杂嘛。然后这也是我们这次参加冠军赛一直会统一思路贯彻到底的。
So this is a second chance we face against each other. I must say we're quite familiar with each other's styles, and also it feels like this time maybe we made some mistakes in the first half of the map. It's not a smooth game for us, but coming into the second half, it feels like our biggest improvements is all my boys. They just keep communicating, like they have a very positive attitude coming into the second half, and they were able to just play around their own strategies. And also in facing against a strong team like NRG, we don't like to have so many complicated strategies. We just keep it simple and focus on our own performance. That's all. That's my thoughts, and also this is our goal that we would like to focus through the whole Champions journey.
Well, the simplicity is working. Best of luck to you in the second map. Back to you guys.
A fantastic answer there from Coach Jackson, and as he said, they didn't want to overcook anything in the second half. Come on, join us, join us. You want to, yeah,
wave your banner.
Yeah, as he said, they didn't want to overcook things. They didn't want to overcomplicate things. And I think we saw a lot of that vanity. Some of the strats they ran 2 or 3 times, and it just looked so good.
I mean, I think the biggest thing they did was like they played like as a unit, I guess, and I think that's the difference NRG had. Like they were playing more like spread out on their attack side and like going the rounds super late. I think Bilibili was ending rounds kind of late, but they were always together. Like there was always like a distinct plan, and they knew kind of what they were doing. That's what it looks like, at least. And I mean, they were hitting their shots. They were winning the important rounds.
Yeah, and even when they won together, they were able to do things like this. As we take a look at the Verizon high-speed moment from Yosemite, my favorite Viper player right now, Tom. He's just such a rat, but also he just gets the kills as well.
The crazy thing about it is a lot of the time they were leaving him behind just as the thorn in the side. Like he was just an irritation. But in this round, they left him behind on one side. He late rotates and then clutches out the round with a crazy couple of headshots. Like individually, he was unbelievable throughout the entirety of this map. And honestly, I think the NRG are going to be waking up tonight just sweating, thinking about where he might be, hiding in their cupboards. Like he is a problem.
What are you supposed to do against that?
Judge.
He's like, no, there's nothing you can do against that.
I like how animated these guys are. I feel like the EDG and BLG both just have so much fun. They look like they're having so much fun on stage, and I think that it's something that a lot of the Western teams necessarily don't look like they enjoy it as much, and I think it just makes the game more enjoyable as a viewer. I'm sure it's also more enjoyable to play when you're having fun.
And also, they've been on the receiving end of so much criticism, right? For them, it means a lot to be able to prove people wrong. One of those players, of course, Artist. If we take a look at the Artist versus YZ head-to-head of this match as well, Tom, I think there's one winner here.
It's pretty close. just double, you know, in the ACS. No, YZ again just seemed to have an absolute field day, especially going onto that attacker side. It's like he's leading the charge most of the time, but he was winning a lot of those sort of opening blood fights. Even when we saw an AWP battle when it was him versus Artist, and he just smoked him right at the beginning of the round.
Of course. I can't wait to see what both of these players are going to do on the next map as well. Of course, Artist said, I think it was that he didn't think that Bilibili were going to get a single map off of them. Unfortunately, he's wrong about that. They might get more than just one map. But I do have some news for you guys at home as well. Be sure to stick around after this match, because following NRG versus Bilibili's conclusion, we on the desk here will be revealing our knockout bracket. We're going to know who all these these teams are going to be playing against the playoffs. I am so excited to share that with you guys. But of course, we still have a game on our hand as well. And let's talk about map 2 as we move on to Ascent. Some of the chaos I felt like that was created, NRG didn't respond to it too much. But Ascent as a map, Vanity, is there any places you can cause chaos and how easy it is to respond to it if Bilibili bring the chaos?
I think Ascent's one of the harder maps to cause a lot of chaos on, because it's like so simple, right? Like you can't really take these like super weird timings as you can the other maps, or you can, but it feels a lot less safe. I think on Bind, like you can get yourself into these spots that like you feel pretty safe getting into, and they're very impactful. And I think Ascent isn't really that way, but you never know. Maybe they've got something cooked up for us.
I think the one thing that they can do similarly is sort of those like death ball, very aggressive sort of strats around YZ. Like he's going to be that man taking the sort of pacing, the aggressive pushes into the site again, and they can leave those lurks behind. So I think, although I agree, like you're not going to have the surprises in compositions and what you're running, the way that they play is still going to be really tough to face off against.
Okay, then for NRG, as we head to the Prime Gaming Agents, so like how do they bring this back? How do they win on Ascent, Vanity, against a team like Bilibili?
I mean, we got a mirror matchup here, right? I think that the biggest thing, I think NRG's like, they're not playing like themselves. I feel like they're like disjointed. I feel like they usually have really, really solid team play. And I think that's something that's been lacking this tournament. I mean, the other match they won, they looked pretty convincing team-wise, but even then, like Artis was just like 20-6 in one half.
He is
so
back on
like,
Jet though.
So he is back
I
on
think
Jet.
that's the big thing here, is that he gets his agent of choice, and this is what we've been calling for a long time. Like, please stop putting him on Killjoy, put him on down Jet. So I think this is the best opportunity for him to take over the map.
Well, and if he doesn't take over the map, then
they're in trouble.
Yeah? How much trouble are we talking? Is this all on Artis? That's what I'm hearing?
You know, Victor might be about to break the kill record, but hopefully he's not going to do it while losing.
I mean, we will see, because NRG, they have to win here if they want a chance at their playoffs. We are getting ready to get back into action. Let's send it back to your casters. Here's Pansy and Baller.
Thank you, Sue, and the desk there. And I think, once again, we have to highlight how unprecedented this scenario is. Not often do you get to put NRG in this position, let alone go a map up against them. Baller, what the hell has just happened to this series?
This is, I mean, NRG's known for some slow starts, but usually it's so easy to clap back for them. I mean, we've mentioned their lower bracket record, mentioned their group stage record. This is a team that's been top 4 in every event last year, and in this year, they made it at Tokyo, and lock-in, they got top 8, lost to only Loud. I mean, we're talking a really storied success record for NRG. All I can think about is 2021 group stage champs against X10, where they went out in a ball of fire.
Oh, speaking of fire, a heater of a shot from Crashies to begin. YZ out of this round, but they do get a sight. And they get aggressive towards Tree. 2 players slipping ahead, and they spring the trap, and the punishment off the frenzy.
They didn't.
NRG so unaware.
Oh my goodness. They didn't know they didn't close the door.
The flash, I don't know what it's going to do here. Victor tries to make the most of it, but there's 4 players to find. He's taken down the first. K9 was on for the ace. There's 3 standing, and they've recovered.
What is that round? I mean, thinking back to it, why is he off of the first kill? Crashes takes him down mid. His idea is to run down Catwalk solo as Jet while they run out A. And I think that's the setup, what actually happened for them to push through the door, because they're expecting a little bit more from Cat. They're backing off, not really paying attention to A. And this is the result. Crashes caught out with a dart, getting ready to throw it out. Double peeking into 2 people who aren't even ready. What a round from K9.
And you can see how much this means to the team that no one thought of it. Their initial line of coming into this was, we're here to learn. We're just going to see who we face, get some cool takeaways, see how it feels to play against this level of team. And they've come out and they've won the pistol in the second map. They won the first. But can they keep this clean? We haven't really seen Bilibili here on this map. Hadn't been part of that veto process particularly. So we have to see how this fares against NRG. And yes, I think the desk was alluding, this does fall a little bit more on Artis' shoulders as well. Back in a role that we've noted him for. First contact made towards Cat. It looks like they're backing away from this.
Yeah, there's a stack over towards B. Already getting some information on the 1A player, but nothing more than that might push them towards the site that is unfavorable. Still with the weapon advantage, shouldn't be the worst deal, but there is a flash from some. There's plenty of flashes from Victor too.
Knife should have highlighted 3 players, potentially. They should know they're walking into a stack, and you can see them maybe second-guessing here, but they might just power on through. Som, paranoia there. What is he? Oh, I thought he had a third. K-Knight caught Som, so CT's clear, but Victor! Okay, well, still dangerous from Victor there, but again, this bit of chip damage, nice shot from Crashes at the start. These sort of moments aren't enough. It's the second round for Bilibili.
And I like that as well. Realizing the stack is there. You called out the util that was getting thrown from the back of sight. You saw the dart, you saw the knife from Victor and Crashes. You know there's more. But instead of falling off with the 35 seconds into space that they've lost, YZ just clears with the Marshall. Very nice idea. What a shot from Victor, but clearly not enough. He's getting up there on that kill record, but once again, it would be so sad to see it coming during a loss, during an elimination from this year's champions.
And a pacey beginning, but noted in middle. An almost brazen in approach. They aren't respecting NRG at all. A fast mid piece here, 120 on the board, and already FNS going to be noting this. And it looks like they're not particularly stopping. YZ's got Artist. That was deep in CT. This is, again, funneling through towards that B side. Crashes. And FNS reveal all this info, but he doesn't get what he wants. Yes, chip damage on K-Knight, but that's not enough to secure the kill.
The freeze here is beautiful from Bilibili. They're even getting ult orbs up. I mean, they took the front of sight and then just back up, but...
2 top mid?
Yeah, this is... How do you expect this?
You surely don't.
Is there a drone? Something? No.
They didn't hear the drop. They definitely didn't hit. Wait. Somebody's checking! He still looked, but they've got a perfect follow-up! NRG dominating middle. Predictive flash towards CT. Victor! In control of this. Tries to get away. Leave K-Knight
30 seconds.
walking wounded. He's taking down one.
Finesse is staying. He should hear him when he gets closer.
Steps.
But he's not looking.
There we go. Turn.
Goodness. Was there a gun barrel? No.
He's got this. Yeah, he's got this. Nice.
And look at the difference there on that anti-eco. The freeze led to them continuing into that site with the 30 seconds. Here, it leads to a scramble back away where they have no control of the space, no idea that Crashes and Victor could do what they did. Walking all the way top mid. And that nets NRG the anti-bonus. Crazy to see Crashes invest in that Odin instantly too. That's what really ultimately scared them away from that B site. But now you gotta see, is there anti-KO setups? Because K-Knight, with that early pistol around 4K, he's got his ult online. And look, there is actually. Finesse with a turret top mid, an alarm bot and Cat, and his nanos on the A site where he's not gonna get suppressed unless K-Knight goes up mid or he just dies.
Zero respect, pure confidence. YZ is willing to challenge, but you could see the ult coming out as well.
That's from Victor. And you can tell that means they're really scared about what's going on, and there's no serious attempt at a reclear here by Artis or Victor.
These stalls are just playing against NRG's mental so badly. They want to check this again. Artis, got to be careful. He's got to be on red alert here. He takes down one. Doesn't fully fall away, still holds towards position. You look towards Cat. K-Knight's creeping.
He just got B-main too.
Okay, if you're going to have a game like that from Artis, it's game back on from NRG.
And Victor too.
A little bit of stall towards short, slowing them down off the back of the paranoia too. Bianca and Rin not getting the access they want now. Artis, ever present. 37 seconds, he's got the angle, he's got the kill. This man is out for blood. Victor finds the final one, but NRG getting back into this series now.
What a response from Artis. The moment there too, when he's trying to fall away after this first kill.
Oh.
He realized the B-main is open. That's why he doesn't dive out of that position. And then he goes for the full peek after he smokes it. Beautiful stuff. Victor with the final kill there. Now 1 away from tying that record of 1654 kills at global events.
A little bit of a pace change here though. Still trying to show presence in middle, but not the same approach. Look at Artis though, speaking about aggression and confidence, he wants to at least show a little something. I like he's still in the game, and with him noted potentially. What do they do off the back of this? Oh dear. Rin could be it. Oh, wow, the timing on that. Rin just backed off.
It's like he's ready for it, but not exactly sure of when it's going to come.
God, and look at this.
They're in
this
the
position.
open right here.
This is perfect.
Wisey's looking, but not on an angle that really you can do much. Never mind.
He's so clean with it.
What?
He's just flying in. Oh, he almost had another. I thought he might have had a finesse. Not the case. But they're still going to power on forward. Still looking towards the A site. It's on the captain himself, the IGL. Does he dare? He absolutely does.
Oh my goodness.
Looking to get behind him. He knows where one is. He's got the first. Gonna get the punish. No!
That's
he tried to
resible.
stick around. And now the res, absolutely. The reveal off the dart is perfect though. Artist can't land it. They expected the swing. And it's all on Crash. He's pretty far off from this. Plant down.
Planted.
Crashies ahead of the smoke. But this gun ain't ideal. He spotted the first. He's now been revealed. He's noted. They know he's here. But he's made his presence known with that. Kill confirms. He looks for a follow-up. One towards Hell, one towards Gen. Divide and conquer. Crashies can be so good at this. Forces the hand from the player from Hell. Zron waits patiently on the drop down. Nothing more left to play with. Can he find him? Goes for it. He does! Oh! That could have been everything. K-Knight, though, the final destination, he can't quite get past.
That situation there on the Gen player is just crazy for him to even come out on top of that fight. Great push from Wisey, expecting it. That's why Rin falls off. He's got somebody to cover. But then the final moments on the clutch, too. By the way, Crashes couldn't rotate because of how often they're freezing here. He was on A site for so long. And then both of them wide swinging each other off the fall off is just crazy too. And there's just more layers here for Finesse to have to deal with. Now they have this lockdown from Yosemite. This dart's always finding value, but not quite enough to find kills.
I'm trying to read into this like it's gonna be the go up. The ults come in. 3 players for NRG already called over, a 4th. That towards CT, leaving Artist the one towards middle. Make the most of the lockdown here.
Bilibili has already used their nade, their molly, so there's a flood coming in from NRG.
Yeah, but the weaponry, it's so weak! And it's just a slaughter. Artist does not have enough to do the damage. I can't believe it. They're taking back this game, Baller.
Lauren, this is already 4 rounds on attack side. This is the first part of this half.
Yep.
How has this happened?
Chet wants to have a chat about it apparently as well. NRG struggling to get a bigger grip on this game, right? Like keeping control of this.
Yeah, I mean, we can say it. This is already too many rounds. They need a flawless run at the rest of this half. We can say that. The NRG players cannot let that creep into their mind at all for the rest of this game, but dire straits.
I don't want to say panic stations yet, but you know you got to stop it now, right? And I still feel the way that Bilibili's playing that they can get another 2, another 3. That mid-round stalling.
Yeah.
The way they've been just dragging NRG around this map, punishing rotations, perfectly reading out the kind of almost bullish approach towards middle, getting some of those punishes going. They have been so slippery to pin down here. I don't think NRG have that full read yet.
And I think adaptable too. I was talking about how I didn't really feel that way about them watching the Chinese qualifiers, but in this game, you already see them receiving the push from Victor, receiving the push from Sam up at the top of middle. Those are the sorts of things that are happening without a timeout, which just goes to speak to what happens when you have a player like K-Knight stomping the leaderboards and everybody having a good understanding of the flow with these pauses that are coming in, with these freezes that they're throwing in to this. Artist finally with the op though. See if he can find anything.
And he's probably going to have a challenger in middle. It's not like they're afraid. They're not showing respect to him in that way. Let's see, a couple more seconds and we kick this one off here. Victor wants to get the notes on players towards tiles. First challenger appears, shot does not land. Artist now needs to look towards a secondary angle because look at the pacing from Bilibili. Fast, the flash not going to quite crest. Victor there, operator noted, and Victor's where it stops. 2 critical kills, he can fall off this, he does now need to outstay his welcome.
And Artist too getting it as well. Now there's time for Bilibili to recoup, figure out how it's gone, but Victor has broken Ye's record. 1,654 kills on the global stage. And he has the highest amount. Still a way to play into this. Not much anymore, though. If Knight gets the second one, then all of a sudden, Young can follow up.
Young, though, it was great when we saw them on their initial matchup. This is a very tall task. Let's get a chance and takes it. And now maybe a fair 1v1. Where's FNS in this? Playing safe? Yes, absolutely.
That turret won't ping. Surprised he doesn't just walk by it.
He's got 30 seconds still. He's got room to play.
30 seconds left.
Psalm's not moving at all. He had space to take, but he wants to be still close to Victor. Meanwhile, Victor's just watching the cross back. They're allowing this plant to go down. And it's maybe because Finesse has his lockdown to just solidify this in a sense, but very curious how the rest of this plays out because it could be expensive for the NRG side.
Right, so with that
10 seconds
audio
left.
cue there, start to
Spike
work.
planted.
FNS creeps forward, but he should not give up a kill here. So Bianc now knows one has slipped forward. That's going to be FNS. He can isolate that in his mind, but he's only got 8 bullets. He needs his kill, and he needs it clean. He doesn't have the angle, and he doesn't have the kill. FNS, full composure, full control.
Okay, I thought for a second they forgot where the op was.
Nope.
Either way, they have plenty of time to defuse, but absolutely well done from Victor.
God, what a start from him.
I think on this map, he's playing fantastic. The other one, he played pretty good, and that was not really the same case. A lot of people analyzing the Bilibili NRG first matchup between these two teams thought firepower was the issue for NRG.
Can I get this?
And yet here, Victor leading the charge. But again, they need to have a flawless half from here on. And that, even that round, when it looked clean, it still went down to where there was questions. Maybe a shark attack here, dive through mid. Artis still with an op though, so I'm not sure exactly how this is going to go. Just a flash to threaten.
They're just trying to bait the top mid player in, but the dart's going to do enough to dissuade that. They don't need to check behind it. Bianc's done his job without putting his life on the line by any means.
And look at the dart that he's actually thrown as well. That's actually clearing to make sure there isn't pressure from Artis all the way through. Normally that one's going to the bottom of middle. Let's see anybody playing close. Arm.
Oh!
My ult's ready.
Snapping his wrist for that one, but Artis trying to fill it. Holds on. Do you dare? Surely you don't go back into this. Look on the other side of the map. They're still considering this A site.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing NRG is not really doing outside of those A pushes is controlling the extremities and taking these orbs away from Bilibili. At least denying them early here. Bilibili has full reign to continue farming up.
Som's got a fair bit of kit though, still can stall out with the smoke, but they might try and just get in front of it, and a preemptive lockdown on B just to ensure it. Allow for those rotations to come in. They note Som, but they don't note Crashies, but they need to clear the site. Crashies gonna punish towards K-Knight. Look at Som, gets the reveal, gets the punish. Beautiful synergy between the two on the site. YZ though trying to thread the needle, does punish Som. 25 seconds now. Spike in hand, Rin's got Artis, but they still don't clear Crashies. He's still here. He can still be a problem. YZ is watching this. Eagle eyes, he's dead! Crashies!
They got
Clean.
a pop.
Oh, and just somebody's found FNS. Crashies is just left in his cage. How do you get out of here? What are you meant to do? Spam him, try and draw him out? What's the plan here for Crashies? He's being just cornered, kept back.
Second one to do more damage from the top.
Standing ahead.
Oh, Crashies, this is brutality from Bilibili. Just leaving him there to watch as they take away the round.
He was there for the entire hit. The entire time. He even got super value with Som, the combinations of the smokes and the darts.
Spike down A.
But once again, the right call and also the right amount of kills here coming in. Just perfect. Rin catching Artis, jumping into the smoke. Ill-advised there, I would say. And then jumping up top too, leaving him to play there is just such a big brain play.
It's a little unorthodox, but it's so logical when you watch it in action. And they're keeping the money humble from NRG down to a low-end purchase. Couple of ults, yes, you got Victor's, Crashies there, and Som's, but
Wow. No damage, but they kind of know that Finesse wants to play close. Given the money, given it's a light buy. They know what's going on.
yeah, I mean, if you see a judge, I'm sure YZ's reading it real well.
Cross-map knife there from Victor. Does get information as they pick up the orbs, but that's more ults online now. They're really going to walk into the judge of Finesse.
Can he do it to him, though? They seem so heads up about this. He's still got a chance, right? It's like Bianc could force him off this. And they know he's here. It's basically on FNS and Crashies. FNS just goes in, he wants it, and he doesn't get it. Chip damage ain't enough. Is now forced away from CT. Bilibili should have the safety of the cross here.
This post plant's going to be difficult to get through with the weapon disadvantage, plus the ults that you can start to play with. YZ playing still in it with the Yosemite flank, with Rain of Flash as well. They're ready for it, and Som does get it. Still so many layers, though.
How'd you break this? Trying to toy with him, trying to tease him. Victor draws out the first shot, but it's not like YZ's falling away. The follow-up flash was stunning, but Rin bails him out. Keeps them safe so he can readjust towards the position. They still haven't forced him away. NRG struggling to take those next big steps. I don't know how they're going to find it. They might need to pull the plug.
There's a gun in mid maybe to pick up. Or are they going to just look for exits here?
I mean, Bilibili already out of there. It's Artis who could maybe catch one. Unless they hunt them through. Okay, at least Artis going to catch that. That's an upgrade that he can gather.
Crashes wants to die there. Yeah, he has the Guardian.
Okay, so they get out with what? A Phantom and a Vandal. So best of a bad scenario, I guess.
I mean,
both timeouts burnt.
They need both. I mean, they need all these rounds. We've said it already. This is way too many attack-sided rounds here for Bilibili. If NRG wants to stay in this game, Bilibili are in absolutely full control to best these North Americans.
It's just been bizarre to watch in my mind because I haven't seen NRG look like this in what feels like years.
There's cognitive dissonance in our minds, like just crazy what's going on right now. It's hard to fathom. But here we are in Los Angeles, a place that NRG's been playing all year round.
No jet lag, no nothing. It's their home turf, right? This is home territory. I'm stun-locked by this because it's not just like cheesy plays from Bilibili. It's not like a...
Yeah, it's not that split game. We can't just say it's wisely with a judge. He's playing solid on all weapons. And for those who don't know, I mean, Wisey's been in that Chinese scene for so long. He was the guy before Kong Kong. It was the guy that everybody said, oh, he's coming. But no, Kong Kong takes the stage first, and this is the ultimate first star out of China.
It's just amazing because, as I said, YZ was the player we were told to look towards, but even in their opening games, Bianc was the one truly claiming our attention. Yosemite in just that previous map was one of the pivotal players. We've seen stars out of all of them.
Are we going to see it dive down? It doesn't look like flash out for Victor. They just want to take these challenges. You've noted a lot how often Bilibili is just taking the fights in mid, but that's shifted over time. No dart this time, though, and might get an early kill for free.
They're trying to prop up Artis to be that instigator. Does well on the first, but careful now in no man's land because you can see Bilibili leaning away from this.
This angle from Som is really good, but how do you get out? Can you get more than one?
Oh, yes he can. Just about 43 HP, but he will have to go up the site, but that's fine. He'll take that. Middle's being patrolled and claimed by Artis. The map feels small for Bilibili. They can't fall away safely towards short. CT gets smoked off, and YZ he's going to hear that. He's absolutely going to hear that. He doesn't catch the timing, though. Artis is already gone. This is on the site. Yosemite, K-Knight. Full util for K-Knight, but what can you do with it, though? You're not even able to use it at this point. A tap on the spike draws the fire, draws the attention.
What?
He's got FNS, but they've both fallen. Oh, come off it. Look at the damage. Victor also took damage there. It's still dangerous even in the rounds they win.
You just have to think, though, if that choice of strategy was slightly different for Bilibili, if they go for the normal mid presence that they like to do, Artis has to come up big. Here, he gets kind of lucky given the strat that Bilibili chose. YZ's just trying to pressure as hard as possible towards B. While Yosemite watches the backline, everybody else controlling A main. All of a sudden, this round is different. But it does buy time for Artis to now get this op up, for this money to come through, for NRG to maybe make a final stand in this half.
It's uphill, but it could be possible, right? It's like they've slowed it down enough. Billy, back to what looks like basics. Still got presence towards top middle, but it does seem destined towards B for now, at least for the start. Get that ult. on the verge here. Okay, no, it's still quite far off, but Bianca, Yosemite, and Rin with theirs. And Ardis lets him pass.
Bilibili just super calm here. NRG's rotating all over the map, trying to find something.
Should be big info off that knife too, at least a player too. And they just drift in towards the eyesight of Ardis. Potentially got a glimpse as well. Follow up here, predicting it. Didn't quite land that one. Now he's in danger. Does he get out with his life? Tries to have the smooth moves, but it's just somebody to find him. Does that open the floodgates? They're forced already towards CT. They have an option towards the site.
This is crazy from YZ2. Pushing way in front of the lockdown. There's going to be a flash. It doesn't connect.
He's back in. Couldn't get the follow-up, but still does damage, taking away Victor. Plant now goes down 3v3 post. Rin plays ahead, plays outside of this, tries to avoid, tries to evade. Finesse got to be cautious now. So on the next one,
you don't expect
try and
it.
step up. Yosemite's watching it. And look at this. FNH, what a follow-up. A 1v1. IGL versus IGL. Bianca at the back of the site. FNS a step too close. As Bianca outdoes him, keeps Bilibili in the lead.
Last round before
And it's a 1-half. Officially, Bilibili win the half on this attack side of Ascent. Very defensive-sided map in the past. Yes, it's gotten a little closer since Tokyo. But there's no way you should be giving this up if you're NRG with these standard comps. Right now, they look outclassed.
That is not a sentence I expect to be saying, hearing, or even expecting at this point. But it's absolutely the case.
There's
it looks
finally.
straightforward.
Finally that shark attack, but they just react into A site.
Maybe expecting it, maybe feeling it, but the stall's fantastic. FNS is here early. You're going to hear Hunter's Fury in the backlines too. You know that normally Crash is good for it, but still look at the damage. It's FNS teed up by all of it. Crashes does get Bianc down as well. Still in play though. They're winning up the fights on the site. A 3v3 out of nowhere. It's Rin still posted here. Gets away, doesn't get noted. YZ catching him up. How is this happening?
They're all on site. Smokes are everywhere. It's pure chaos. And they lose track of Rin somehow, some way. What in the world? 8-4, Bilibili on this half. Again, this is not the way you want to start. This looks, we could really start to even say this might be all but done. NRG need to dig super deep.
It was an upset the first time. This would truly be history in the making for Bilibili. Unbelievable stuff as we take a break for just a second here.
Thank you so much, Pansy. I'm standing by with Klaus from Korea Esports, and I've got to ask you, as somebody who has played against NRG, who's seen how good they can be right off the bat, is this surprising to you?
I don't feel surprised about this. I think Bilibili is getting the momentum on this tournament, and they're just playing together, getting the trades, and getting the timing to pop off individually.
I mean, the crowd has been so heavily behind BLG, alongside with NRG too. It's been fun to listen to this the split crowd, but what is it that Bilibili are doing so well as someone who's played against NRG a number of times? What's working for them?
I think what I feel of them, like they're looking happy playing, you know, they're enjoying the game and they're having the momentum. They're like, they're having the pace of the game. So, you know, like, you look and they have like, maybe they're down by 1 or 2, but they're winning the run anyway. So they're getting the trades, they're getting the timings, and that's it.
Now, last question I have for you, and then I'll let you go. Let's pretend for a moment that you're Chet. You're NRG's head coach. You've got an opportunity to talk to the team right now, heading into the second half of Ascent. What are you saying?
I think they need to be more like confident on themselves. That's it. Like ensure the more the game. Like I said before, they Bilibili is looking like they're trying the game, and maybe NRG is having a bad time now. So yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. We're going to throw it back to the game.
Good to hear from Doug there. Do you miss your man? Go on, leave it there. No, I'll just leave it with the laugh. That's fine. Just cut it there. But back to business. Let's kind of refocus here because genuinely this is out of the realms of expectation, statistics, all of that fun stuff we can run through. At 4-8, you're already highlighting and alluding to the fact that this scoreline is incredibly hard now for NRG to work outside of.
Yep, absolutely. They had some rounds on bind where they were working the map really nicely, but Bilibili continued to shut them down, any momentum they gained. And I think the problem I'm having here, when we keep seeing expectations, such shifts in them, right now, we're looking at a 2-0 as well possible here from Bilibili.
Things begin with this, the pistol on the second. NRG eyeing up that B site. They need it too. They lose this. I don't know if there's a way back. The middle's already flooded. They've got a full wrap on this site here for Bilibili as well. They are going to be everywhere at once.
Remember the pistol retake that they had was all corners. This time they have no presence from spawn, but there is a flash to reclear. Turret just does the job instead, and they have those tools now to get into sight as well. This is going to be a full exchange of flashes, util, and NRG doesn't have much.
Welcome to the chaos. You got a paranoia, you got flashes, you also got bodies on the line. FNS and Victor don't care though. They're holding him back. K9, RYZ, not again. It happens again and again, and now Crashies tries to keep cool, tries to wait, but he's been found, hunted down. Bilibili breaking NRG's hearts.
There's no way. That initial barrage, we were talking about it. NRG survived just fine, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, his pistols combined. What in the world? From K9 again.
Yep.
That guy is just a monster today. And they're fired up.
He's giving it now. That's what you want to be seeing. And that confidence building. I mean, even in the interview, discussing momentum, confidence, being able to do this sort of thing.
Jeez, that's cold.
That's so sick.
That's cold.
Absolutely love it.
The silent shot heard around the world here. Just beautiful from YZ.
So it begins potentially the downfall of NRG. They have to sit back in this round as YZ wants to just mow them down. Yosemite's there just spamming away, keeping them back. Look at the chip damage again. Nice from FNS taking down K9, but YZ goes unnoted. And what is he doing? He's just a phantom behind him. He's just ripping him apart. Victor finally puts him down, but they're just getting confident. They're getting a little out of their minds about this one. As FNS is trying to keep this normal in the realms of what he expects and knows. Victor's got a chance. 56 seconds. Rin's a problem, but Bianca's on 4 HP. There is a chance here.
Definitely. He's going to get way ahead of this, too. So he'll have plenty of time to reposition, which he'll need to try to find these 1v1s. For Bilibili, the protocol is going to be come back into the site together. Have Bianca get baited for Rin. And that seems like an easy prospect, but with all this time Victor has, very doable.
30 seconds left.
And remember, this is not... NRG didn't force into this. You think they might have needed to, but they didn't. Yet here they are. Already a successful eco.
How does he get both? Paranoia smoke. Victor needs to be the North American hero here. He's going to hear both. He's trying it. He is desperately trying it. The plant, going to get smoked though. That's an issue. He's got a fair fight. Oh, it's not clean. And he's not stopping. Bianca will hold this. Defuse! And a desperate attempt. But a slight fall short. And 20 HP being the difference.
And ultimately, two players stand alive here for Bilibili. Curious what they're going to decide in terms of the bonus, but I like this decision. I mean, it's the low HP player. Sticking in that case, just ridiculous, but we'll take it. Knowing that that stinger goes out real quick, just putting the smoke on the spike, realizing he's not backside, all of a sudden you're very confident in that.
Look at this buy from Bilibili. What do they come back? I see a Bucky.
These are the rounds, I mean, we just saw the chaos that YZ put through. He did buy full, but that's because he's one off knife. So next round still, this is a full bonus. They're very happy to play this.
And they got the 4-play stack too. 4 of them posted on that B site. NRG trying to get a feel of this.
I like that too. The one way to indicate that they're trying to peek inside. of B main there. That's some false information that could indicate that there's no stack on the B site, in fact.
Aldrone is gonna highlight there's at least someone, but what do they know? Not enough yet. Ardis waiting to pounce, door is shut. And I'm terrified of what waits around this corner, because it feels like Bilibili thrive in this mayhem. And it might just be that. And here we go. Ult invested, K-Knight will be spotted. And that's the big clear. Rin goes down and Ardis starts things off very well. Bianc should already be considered from the Aldrone earlier, and YZ gets cleared. That is the diligence I expect from NRG.
30 seconds left.
Very well handled. But remember, this was a very weak bonus. Definitely room for shenanigans.
Yep.
But instead, the Prime Gaming flawless for NRG, and we're still looking at a dire lead here. 5 rounds for Bilibili. This is where you have that more even purchase for Bilibili. They've got the knives, 4 weapons up. That's why they call it a bonus in the first place. Great entries from Ardis. And Victor to close out. Remember how that started. Bilibili trying to bait the fact that it wasn't a B stack. In fact, NRG goes into it and still is able to deal with it.
If there was going to be a round to close the gap, this would be it really for NRG. The first big challenge on an even enough purchase.
Whoa, he can get up on top of that box with the one.
Yeah.
Never seen that before.
Well, there could have been a bit of a window for timing there, but it wasn't. Evanes couldn't see
He's
it.
going to ping the turret. That will maybe get Finesse to peek. No.
You can see the idea, though.
It's so beautiful. 2 sides of the map. Things are going through their heads to try to get any advantage in the fights.
It's cost a lot of time. We're down to about the minute mark here. Trying to maybe feign a little pressure towards that A side. But I'm still looking at that spike. And FNS is still trying to find that player. Looking for Rin. So close by, though. We know they disrespect these smokes, and he's not quite there for it. Rin's found FNS, but where do they now turn?
Breaking all the KJ util. Entry on A. Should be where they end. There's still 1 molly, but 3 players coming through tree, and it's their turn to freeze.
Ardis. Oh, it's not clean. K-Knight outdoes him. And now they're being stalled out 30 seconds, and they're walking into 3 players, and K-Knight holds. Looks for a follow-up. YZ can't quite connect towards Som, but K-Knight is defending this site with his life. And Som is on 25 HP, and he knows that 11 is calling for Bilibili. It's 11 on the board. NRG faltering in the buy.
Crucial round. They don't get it. All of a sudden, you're looking at a must-win round for NRG. All of a sudden, you're looking at 6 to even. Think about tying the game. That starts to be insurmountable when you're on the attack side. What?
Jesus Christ.
Crashes gets that 9 out of 10 times, but you're seeing the pressure get to everybody. Ardis was definitely labored on that spray. Honestly, the fact that he even committed to that kind of scares me.
Get out of my way.
They might just get a little faster and a little more confident, and you don't know what Bilibili are going to do. NRG left waiting and wondering. There is a challenge in middle, and not letting this go for free by any means.
No info going to be garnered, though. I wonder where Crashies chooses to use his drone. Finesse is getting real close to these 3 players. Close mid, dodging the turret.
Drone's gone so slightly.
There's nothing else?
Just the turret, and now that's cleared. Does FNS want to try and play the time?
He might get baited by the footsteps here. Thinking that he's falling off, thinking that he can just walk into mid and Yosemite's still there. Meanwhile, the rest of the team going back. I mean, they're indecisive here.
Yeah.
Looks like they're coming in. There's the drone. So it's not indecision after all.
50 seconds. 2 players here. Bianc's one of them, YZ the other. NRG en route. Mid is going to be a loss for FNS because he didn't clear the corner. Yosemite waited. Bianc strikes as well. Overheats a little, swings in towards Victor, who's waiting. But YZ and Yosemite absolutely eviscerate NRG. They are on 12, and it's not just map point, it's match point and elimination points for NRG.
That case, too perfect. They swap the KJ onto the other side. There's not enough early presence, map control gain from NRG. Absolutely losing the plot when it comes to calling on this game. And there's only been one round won on this attack. Comeback feels out of the cards. Bilibili on match point right now. Feel like they're about to do the impossible. The second Chinese team here at Champions 2023 to qualify for playoffs might happen right now.
The pressure starts as K-Knight, who has been superb, gets smoked off towards top middle. You can see the backfill from NRG. No more timeouts to be had, all burnt in the first. Only claiming 5 rounds and a broken bye to try and stay alive. YZ, an opportunity. First target spotted, but it was cautious from Som as he looks to address middle here, and NRG wait.
Broken by makes this almost impossible. The KO ult as well makes this even more difficult to actually entry onto this.
K-Knight, he's so close by to this. He's got support from CT, but you can see the temptation. It's calling him forward. Biang's gonna be under pressure. Does he get away from this? He does. Steps forward, finds one big trade. K-Knight in the back, takes down Som. It's on 3, make it 2. Victor and Crashies. Oh, it's only Victor. The truly unthinkable might just be happening, and it has! It's been 614 days since NRG crashed out in a group stage, and we got to witness it here against Bilibili, 13-5.
The second team on the day from China has made it through, and this is not an experienced team. This is not a team that anybody put high up on the rankings. None of that. They've just shocked the world by doing it not once, but twice against the North American team that everybody always puts in the playoffs, no matter what. It feels like a guarantee, but not today.
It's a very short list of those who've been able to best NRG in these circumstances. PaperX, FPX, and Loud. And now, Bilibili's name gets added to that list. That is truly unbelievable. NRG, I mean, you don't get to beat them twice. That was the whole point, be it under Optic, be it under any other previous names. No one, very few managed it. And in a lower bracket, they're domain, right? And look at the team stepping to the stage. The ones who absolutely changed all of our minds. First time, call it a fluke. The second time, you cannot doubt the capability of this side.
Their first international LAN. And that's what they're capable of. This was a day of China, EDG earlier, Bilibili right now. And this is what they're bringing to the international stage.
Wow. Well, I didn't see this one going, Baller. Truly did not. The man. And the best part is, it wasn't cheesy. It wasn't like these kind of like quirky looks. It was just good Valorant.
I mean, it was them being masterminds. I mean, in so many instances, they're out-calling Finesse. One of the best in the game, one of the best to ever do it in terms of IGL ability.
They got Chet to have to burn up both of their timeouts first half. They were then just left to their own devices for the second. And this is a team that preps so well, normally gets a great read. You had Artist giving it large, because it's Artist.
Yeah.
It's what he does, and I love that about him. But the fact they came out, a team who just said, we're just here to learn. Well, I think we're all here to learn from you nowadays. I mean, it's completely turned. All of us. I mean, EDG, fair enough, right? Tick in the box, we've kind of seen them before, saw those new moments coming from them, the possibility. But Bilibili was never on the radar.
No, not even close, and they're starting to have stars of their own right. YZ, obviously we already knew him, but K-Knight's performance today is just ridiculous, man. In both maps. And the thing I also want to bring back here, they did it on Bind. That's an NRG masterpiece.
Yep.
And then Ascent too. That's not one that they're bad at by any means. In fact, in the past, it's been quite legendary as well. One of the few teams who could best Loud on Ascent.
And the only thing I go to is if they can get They lost to Fnatic. That is the only other thing that we've seen from, which is completely respectable. And in that second map that they faced Fnatic, they actually put up a much better fight. Looked a little kind of starstruck in the first time they met. But if they could be that team,
what a beautiful
I wouldn't want to
moment.
face them. I wouldn't want to face them at all. Terrifying.
I mean, now we got Kong before. Now we have YZ. The showmanship too makes it difficult. And it makes it difficult when they're in front of this crowd who is absolutely rooting for these Chinese teams.
Yep.
The plucky underdogs have turned into, I mean, what a story it's turned into.
I don't think you can even call them underdogs now.
No.
They faced down what? NRG and Fnatic.
Yeah, and then NRG again.
Like, that is a brutal run to any other team, right?
Yes, this group was tough. I mean, Fnatic, NRG, Zeta, we've all seen these teams before, over and over. This is a team coming in. Everybody always, underrates some of these teams that come in from regions we haven't watched so much. But at this point, this team, all this Chinese teams have been here for so long.
Yeah, outstanding stuff, but it's been a pleasure casting with you.
Yeah.
However, we do have to check back in your normal co-caster because he's probably worried about you, so we're going to hand it over.
I'm good, don't worry.
Thank you so much once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome BLG to the playoff stage. Listen, you and I were chatting a little bit beforehand. You said you had something prepared that you wanted to say to the fans, so the floor is all yours, my friend.
What's up, friends in LA? Did we surprise you?
You surprised me, you surprised everyone else at home, and I think the most impressive thing is that you surprised NRG again, right? Nobody expected you guys to beat them the first time, and even less people expected you guys to beat them the second time. They don't lose rematches. What was the key to success today?
其实你刚才说我们有没有震惊到你们，没有惊讶到你们？我觉得你不仅震惊到了大家，其实也是震惊到了 NRG。因为其实可能在第一次面对到他们之前，很多人就觉得他们不看好你们，甚至在你们击败了 NRG 一次之后，他们很多人依旧会觉得 NRG 他们每一次在复仇之战都没有输过，依旧对你们没有那么的看好。所以说，你觉得来到这一次的对决，获胜的关键是什么？
我觉得在我们上次打比赛回去之后，首先是我们没有小看对手吧，我们从来没有小看过 NRG， 因为 NRG 呢是我们认为它是一支真的很强的队伍，他们有3个冠军选手来自 Optic， 然后还有明星选手 Som， 还有那个很强的决斗者，虽然我不记得他的名字，但是然后我们输完 Fnatic 之后，我们也是认真复盘，就是备战，然后我们从来没有小看过，我们不会说因为我们赢了他们，我们就觉得他们不行，我们反而就是更加的尊重他，然后下一次更加的付出全力，然后就是在比赛上战胜他。
I must say, after the first match against NRG, to be honest, we definitely feel like they're a super strong team. We put a lot of respect on the team, and also there's so many great players from the team. They got 3 champions, world champions, and also they got the very smart player, Som, and also they got one of the toppest jazz duelists on the world, although I'm not sure what his name is. But still, like after the match against NRG, we still feel they're a very strong team. And also after the game against Fnatic, we made a lot of feedback, and also we feel like we just put more respect on NRG because we never underestimate any single team. We like to try our best to make the full preparations, to try our best to maintain all the good performance to show you guys on stage. So that's the key.
And the key worked out. I've got to ask you about the state of Valorant right now, because heading into the playoff stage, we have such a fascinatingly unique circumstance where there are 2 teams from every region. 2 from NA, 2 from EMEA, 2 from APAC, and now 2 from China. What, in your opinion, does that say about the state of competition around the world right now?
那接下来也想问一下，可能你对季后赛这8支队伍的一些小小的看法，因为比较有趣的是，其实来自每一个赛区都分别是2支队伍，所以说可能是比较平均的一个状态。所以说，你可能对这一方面有什么属于自己的看法吗？
我觉得就是我们CN赛区其实一直以来都不被大家看好嘛，但是我觉得从这次季后赛来看，我们在8支队伍里面进去了2支队伍，就代表着我们CN赛区实力是有的。然后就是永远不要小看我们CN赛区。
I believe maybe there's so many people just look down a bit on the Chinese region Chinese Valorant, but I feels like till now, we got 2 teams coming into the playoffs. So maybe now is the time like people should now like look down to Chinese Valorant as well. We can prove ourselves.
mean, you guys put the world on notice. Last question I have for you, and this is less of a question, more of just an opportunity. You have so many people watching, supporting from around the world. You're shocking people every step of the way. Is there anything you would like to say to the fans who are watching at home, who are supporting you from around the world?
最后一个问题，其实你们来到了这里，站在了这样一个闪耀的舞台上，有更多的人把聚光灯放在你们的身上，有更多的人知道了你们，然后也为你们的每一场的操作而震惊。那接下来有没有什么话想要对来自全球一直支持着你们的粉丝朋友们，有没有什么话想说的？
就是很感谢所有粉丝的支持吧，然后不管是国内还是国外，就是大家一直在看我们比赛，然后支持我们 BOG 的，然后就是在国内时间也是跟这边不太一样嘛，然后真的非常感谢那些能熬夜一直看我们比赛支持我们的，然后就真的很谢谢你们，然后也很感谢我的哀哲和舰长朋友们，都很感谢你们。
Definitely, I would like to give my appreciation to all the people that keep supporting me, supporting BLG from China and from all around the world. And I know in China, because of the time difference, there's so many people that stayed up so late to watching us, supporting us, cheering for us. So I really appreciate that. And also, there's so many Aizhu who is love me, and also our fans. So I would like to give the credit to all of you. Thank you all.
Again, congratulations one last time. I know you want to go celebrate, so I'm going to let you go. Bilibili Gaming's very own YZ. Back to you guys.
Wow, they pulled it off. They did the unthinkable and made it to playoffs. Honestly, that's how I feel right now, Tom. What a way to do it as well, Vanity. That was a masterclass on Ascent.
That was incredible, honestly. Yeah. I don't know if I expected it, but I'm here for it, I guess.
I mean, why is he asked? Did he surprise you? Did they manage to surprise you?
I had my flag the entire time.
What about you, Tom?
I always knew.
Come on.
No, of course, definitely it's a huge upset. I think NRG are a team that we know for making comebacks after first game losses. They're a team that we know for the playoff stage. They're always there with this core roster. So the fact that they aren't this time around, it's a big surprise. It definitely leaves Champions a little bit more open, maybe for a couple of other teams to make a run. But at the same time, it's a huge day for Chinese Valorant. 2 teams making it to the playoffs in one day. Like, up until this point, a team had never made it to the playoffs of Champions. Now they've done it twice in a matter of hours.
I mean, that's the thing. EDG, it took them so long as well to just even get a win on the international stage. Like you said, both of the teams have gone through. There were clutches, there were individual brilliance, left, right, and center. And Vanity, I know NRG felt like that they were never going to drop a map against this team. But as we head to playoffs, if Bilibili are doing stuff like this, I think they're going to take a few more maps off of the other teams as well.
I think there's a pretty good chance of it. I mean, I think the most impressive thing today was like YZ didn't have to show up, and Beyond, like they were there, but Yosemite and K9 were just having insane games. I think like the depth of they have is like incredible. I think it's something that's really important for them.
Yeah, I think all the way through this game as well, we kind of looked at it and went, okay, this will be the moment. Like, this will be, the Crashies will clutch this one, or that, like something. You're waiting for just, like, oh, okay, this is it now. Now we'll get to the, and it never came. Like, there was never a point where, even when it would be like a 5v3 in favor of NRG, there would be someone stepping up like K9 or whoever. You could name anybody on the roster. So it really just showed that there's a depth in individual talent further than maybe we even expected from their first match.
I can't believe that we're going to say goodbye to NRG at this stage of the tournament. It's been a long time since we've had to do that. I just think a lot of the other teams, Vanity, they have improved. Because when NRG were dominating, it felt like them, Loud, a couple of the other teams, they were by far the best. And now we're seeing other regions catching up, which is great.
I think everyone is just getting better. I think the longer the game's out, obviously, I think everyone's better. I think this meta also allows for like more like fluidity within the gameplay, and I think it's less rigid, and I think it like allows teams like with looser styles like to just flourish.
Yeah, I think the other thing as well is just that we are seeing like teams that you don't have that same tape on to like really counter these crazy things that they're doing, the risks that teams are taking within their meta, within their map pool, and also just the fact that they themselves may not necessarily have the biggest superstar in the world anymore. Like that was something that was there for them last year when they were able to get out of jail free. Like, don't get me wrong, like Artis has been fantastic, but they don't look like that same beast, that unbeatable sort of force that we saw in 2022. And who knows if we'll see the same iteration of this team going into next year.
I mean, it sets them up for a redemption arc, right? That's what we all love to see. And one other thing we love to see is Kong. We can't get enough of him, which brings us to the HyperX reflex moment of the day. It could have gone to like 50,000 things that Kong has done today, but this to win,
This was incredible.
the map, what the heck is this?
Yeah, it was all right. I feel like
Yeah, this
when
was
I was
all right.
casting it, I was
Yeah.
fairly chill, didn't lose myself at all in this one. I was saying to Mitch afterwards, after this moment happened, I have no recollection of anything I said. I was just so lost in the sauce when he did this because there was not a fiber of my body that believed. Because you have to bear in mind, you see the 1v2, he also walks into the site and wall bangs the first player through screens. Like, he just, the whole thing is ridiculous. Like, the guy, this is his game. Like, that's it. The game was made for Concom. We just get to play it as like that. He's letting us play it, all right?
He is a superstar, definitely a superstar.
Yeah.
The group stage of Champions 2023 has concluded. Let's take a look at our bracket. A final look at the group stage bracket because I feel like we've definitely seen some teams go through. We expected, you know, your PaperX, your EG, Fnatic, DRX, and so on. And we've seen some surprises as well. I think for me, the biggest surprise, I know, Tom, you were tweeting about this, is that all of the LCQ teams dropped out at the group stage, every single one of them, and EU had 2.
Yeah. Well, Na'Vi definitely, they were the last one to get through, and they were the closest. Like, them versus Loud, I think that was the game that in the end ended up being just a ridiculous performance. I think we had hope for Giants, but they got smashed in the end. Like, the first time out, definitely a little bit closer. And to be fair, I think Crew, them being in the same group as Giants, like, I think either way, they probably both weren't making it out with the way that EDG have been playing. So, it's I wouldn't say it's necessarily the most unexpected thing in the world, but you kind of hope that one of the LCQ teams would have got through.
Anything surprised you?
I think the bracket went pretty much as I expected. I think the only like coin flip was like Footballers or T1, but I think that from like the beginning of like Footballers T1
Team
game,
Liquid though, did you not expect them to be a little?
I thought they'd have a chance to get out, but I feel like that group, like, I knew Na'Vi was going to be better than they showed because there's no way they're going to pull off these like funky little comps and not show their best at champs. So I think for me, DRX being as strong as they look was a little bit of a surprise. That's fair.
I think they look very good.
Yeah, well, speaking of surprises, I've got one for you guys and for me as well. I haven't seen this yet because it's time to find out what is going to happen next and reveal the knockout bracket. A quick note about the draw, which took place backstage. The 4 #1 seeds were matched with a randomly selected #2 seed from each group. And of course, it can be a team from the group that they are from, their original group as well. So without further ado, let's take a look, drum roll, at the opening matchups for our topic. It is Fnatic versus Loud.
Wait, EG.
EG. We got it all, boys. We got it all.
All right, guys. Who said this was random?
Can I just say, before that we were going to do this, I turned to Vanity and went, look, I bet you Fnatic are going to play Loud first round. And you were like, in the opening game? I called it. I
don't think there's a bad match on that board. I'm also just thinking PaperX versus Foot. That might be the most explosive game in history, like with some of the clutches that both these teams face off against. Fnatic Loud running it back from lock-in. Like, there's not a bad game on the board, let's put it that way.
What are you most excited for?
EG, EDG.
Yeah. Who are you rooting for?
It's so specific.
Yeah.
Let's see if Boostio's right.
I mean, what do you think? You think
I think
EG
it's going to
can
be
take
insane.
that one?
I think EDG has a good chance.
Oh, okay. I cannot wait for that. We are going to take a few days off and take a little break, but we will be back at the Shrine on Wednesday the 16th with our top 8. You guys seen the bracket already, so it's going to be 5 straight incredible days of Valorant, and that is all setting the table for our final 3 days of competition at the Kia Forum, where we'll crown our 2023 champions. Before you go, don't miss out on the chance to relive today's best moments. Of course, Bilibili and EDG, they both won in our Prime Gaming end of day highlights, and we'll see you in a few days.
EDG have become the princes that were promised, but in their way are some European giants who want to continue to prove the doubters wrong. This matchup has all the makings to be a banger.
Rolling Thunder and Showstopper committed. They're searching for them. And the team has found them all. That's ridiculous.
they are tagged up as well. They're very tagged up. There's a very real chance of this round falling apart. They can do no wrong with Concan at the helm. Smoggy up top is going to put it into a 1v2, and this is the man you'd want in that scenario, but both players up above. A flash ready, dodges it! What? Truly unbelievable!
With 11 HP left as well. 13-6 EDG. Chichu, the defuse already halfway. The smoke blinding him, and he might not get a chance. Never mind. They've lined up. 55 HP, barely holding on, but he's found another kill. And now it's just a 1v1, but Cloud comes out on top this time. They now have everything to work with. The information with the Seekers shows them exactly where their opponents are. EDG making history for the region. His team has deserved every accolade earned along the way, and now by far the most successful Chinese roster we've ever seen.
It's the fight for the final spot at playoffs, and it comes down to NRG and Bilibili. On paper, it looks simple. NRG should be the clear favorites, but let's not forget the only reason that they are in this spot right now is because they lost to Bilibili.
Oh, Crashies, so clean with it. Keeps composure, keeps the round. It's looking great for NRG. Som just about slips ahead. He's got the spike. Yosemite catches Victor, and now Sommy has to block. He knows he has to, and he can't do it in time. Yosemite catching Esports, punishing Som. You've got to get a move on NRG. You don't have the time for this, and right now Victor is desperate for it. Time is his biggest opponent, and Yosemite still denies. Crashy's trying to play through first, gets to the site. He's got the one, Esports with another, but Yosemite has been monstrous. Upsetting on map 1, the cornerstone of NRG's map 4 has crumbled. Yosemite's watching it, and look at this. Esports, what a follow-up. Bianca at the back of the site. Esports a step too close. A 3v3 out of nowhere. It's Rin still posted here. Gets away, doesn't get noted. YZ catching him up. How is this happening? Bodies on the line. Esports and Victor don't care though. They're holding him back. K-Knight. Oh, YZ! Not again! It's been 614 days since NRG crashed out in a group stage, and we got to witness it here against Bilibili, 13-5.